Hey, everybody, welcome into the building. What's today? Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Happy Tuesday, okay? Listen, the door's open. The door is open. Yes, tonight's trending topics title is The Door is Open. The door is open. So allegedly, Phaedra Parks in talk to go back on RHOA, and I believe it because the other day out of nowhere, Candy was like, now all of a sudden, before she was like, it's a possibility that she would go back to RHOA in the future. Now the other day she said, I ain't going back to RHOA. And I was like, oh, where'd that come from? Oh, it come from Phaedra Parks going back to RHOA possibly, and her and Frick and Frack are going to get back together. So RHOA behind the scenes is in the shambles. They scrambling around trying to figure out how to save RHOA. Yeah, that's what they're doing. I'm going to be very honest with you though. I don't think there's not a person, even if they brought back all the original cast. I mean, if Nene comes back, Kim Zolciak, what's that, Sheba Sheree, and even if they begged Candy and gave her like $3-4 million, I still don't think the show can be saved. I think it's a wrap. And the reason why I think it's a wrap, because like every reality show now, without it even airing, we could probably tell you what's going to happen. We can tell you what's going to happen. They're going to go on a trip. Somebody going to fight over a room on the trip. They're going to have a fight. It's going to be a whole lot of fake storylines. Sheree is going to have boyfriend number 27, who's really not her boyfriend. We know the storylines. What is Drew going to tell us? Nothing, because she's not going to talk about her divorce. Nothing. What is Portia going to tell us? Nothing. That's why she needs Phaedra. Because, honey, Simon will give her a run for her money. If Simon sees one speck on Sweet 16 season that they're talking about him, mention his name, or they was thinking about mentioning his name, Simon going to be in the courthouse. Simon and his lawyers, they be waiting for the court doors to open so they can file again another piece of paperwork that asks Phaedra to answer these questions. So imagine if Simon gonna be front and center. They do got one guaranteed viewer, and that's Simon. He gonna be front and center when that season comes on. He gonna be looking at it. He gonna have all his friends looking at it. If he see anything of his with Portia on Sweet 16 or RHOA, he's gonna sue everybody. So who's going to save RHOA? I don't think nobody can. They need a miracle. They should all come together, do a visual, light some candles, some sage, pray to God, because that's the only person that can save RHOA at this point. But listen, the door is open. The door is open. Now, Megan Good and Jonathan Majors. She did an interview saying her friends warned her, like, you really want to date Jonathan? And she said, yeah. She said she consulted with herself. She consulted with God. And the only person that has to answer to her life, about her life at the end of the day, is her. And she right about that. And I ain't going to judge her, because you know what? If we all were honest, we all probably had a situation in our life where a friend, our mother, our father, our family member said, don't go down that road, and we went anyway. So I wish these two luck. I wish them the best, Megan and Jonathan. I wish them the best. Then the saddest story of the night, I had to revamp things a little bit because last night was rough for us, but we made it through. This Yazmeen Williams is very sad. It's a young lady in New York, was unalived. They said it was a pow. I think they said to the head, but don't quote me. But a pow is what ended up unaliving her. And this man, electric wheelchair. I don't know the details of it yet, but you know, he put her in a sleeping bag and then tried to throw her out with the trash. Is that not sad? Tried to throw her out with the trash. But let me tell you something. When the cops went to go arrest him, oh, the door was open. The whole community was in the streets waiting for the cops to bring him out the building, and they went ham on him. They went ham on him. The cops, the people tried to stop them. No, they went ham on him. They let loose. As they say, he a crackhead. The mother said they were friends. I don't know what type of friendship this young lady had with this man, but unfortunately, she's no longer here now. I feel like there's more pieces to this story. Doesn't excuse her not being here, but I feel like I said there's a piece, something's missing. But what's not missing is they got him, and their neighborhood was ready to make him pay. They was going to get street justice. Yeah, they put hands on him, Special K. They put hands on him in front of the cops. The cops couldn't even control it. I don't think the cops was ready. The cops was ready. They wasn't ready for that neighborhood. No. They put hands on him. For sure they did. And they was telling the cops, come on, bring him out the building. Bring him out. And honey, it was a lot of people out there. And he sure wasn't Tanya. He wasn't her friend if he unalived her. That's a fact right there. Very sad. But listen, guys, we're going to go ahead and get into it, okay? Y'all know what I need in the chat. What I need? I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Tuesday night trending topics, and the title is The Door is Open, okay? The door is open. Phaedra Parks, do you think Phaedra's going to save RHOA? I don't know. Time will tell, but we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it, all right? We got this young lady. May she rest in peace. You know, I will never understand how someone can unalive someone and then, like, hold on to the body. Listen, I don't even really like when you go to funerals and you see the body in the casket. I definitely don't want a body in my house. And then to the point where I'm going to put the body in a sleeping bag. This man is evil. And Megan Good and Jonathan Majors. Are we going to talk truth tonight? Y'all let me know. You never been with a man that your whole family didn't like him? Some of your family said if you coming to Thanksgiving, you can't bring him. We probably all been there a time or two. So we just got to send prayers to Megan that, you know, maybe Jonathan is a changed man. Or maybe she just happens to bring out the good side of Jonathan. Because, you know, there's situations where, you know, two people, they may be together and they may be like oil and water together. And then that person gets with somebody else and they're the perfect couple. Maybe that's what's going on with Jonathan and Megan. Maybe those two are just meant to be. I don't know, but we're going to talk about it. Let me go ahead and load this train up because I got to bring the people on in the building. Hey, Leo.
Hey, Diva. Happy Taco Tuesday.
Come on now, Taco Tuesday. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva. Choo-choo.
Hey, Savannah. Felicia E. Hey, Katrina. Julius. Hey, Tay-Tay. Hey, Dustin. Everybody just make sure your lines are...
Hello.
What up, people?
Hey. You know what? I'm going to go ahead. Hey, Dustin. I'm going to go ahead and get into the hard story first. We're just going to deal with that right out the gate here so we won't end our day with it. Her name is Yazmeen Williams. before I do the article, let me just go ahead and share what the news situation was on this situation. Let me see, where do I have this at? I think it's here. Okay. Wait, that might not be it. I feel like wait a minute, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me just find the right video for y'all. This might be it. Let's see. Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta find the right video for y'all. Oh, this is interesting. I think I clicked out of my video. So you know what I'm gonna have to do? I did want to show that. Particular story first, but for some reason my one of my videos must have got clicked off. So first I'll go into the Phaedra story, guys, and then I'll come back to that story because it's important that I show the right video for that Yazmeen story. So let's back up and let's do Phaedra Parks first. So Phaedra Parks is negotiating RHOA return following Kenya Moore's exit. Okay. Phaedra Parks is negotiated to return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Page 6 can confirm. The attorney who starred on the Bravo reality show from season 3 in 2010 to season 9 in 2017 is in talks with the network about filming for season 16, which is currently in production. Let me just which is currently in production. Where is it? Okay, according to Lovely Scott, who was the first to report the news, Parks' current contract with Bravo's Married to Medicine is the biggest hangup with regard to a RHOA comeback. We can confirm that Married to Medicine season 11 is also in production. So just pay her for both, okay? The outlet also reported that Parks' well-received on-screen dynamic with returning to RHOA star Portia Williams during the recent Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen's 15th anniversary special has only added to the desire for Phaedra's return. Parks' potential return comes on the heels of Kenya Moore's sudden exit from RHOA in the middle of filming for season 16. Page 6 broke the news early last month that Moore had been suspended indefinitely after she shot party attendees at her salon grand opening with posters of series newcomer Brittany Eady allegedly performing oral you-know-what. We were told cameras were rolling at the cast event and that an investigation subsequently launched. Parks, for her part, was fired from RHOA over her own sex scandal. She admitted during the season 9 reunion that she had spread a rumor that then co-star Kandi Burruss wanted to drug and R. Williams. When Page 6 caught up with Parks 50 at the Critics' Choice Real TV Awards last month, she claimed she had no reaction whatsoever to Moore's situation. When asked whether she had any advice for Moore, Park told us, "You probably wouldn't want to hear my advice." As for what fans can expect from forthcoming season of Married to Medicine, she teased it's going to be an incredible season. Quad Webb is back, so that's going to be interesting. Letitia Sweet Tea Lunsford is married to Webb's ex-husband, Dr. Gregory Lunsford. So, of course, you see the dynamics with Quad and Sweet Tea. It's going to be good. Some very wild engagement. Reps for Parks and Bravo did not immediately respond for requests for comments. So let's go around and talk about, what do you think about Phaedra coming back to RHOA? And I say, hey, pay her due and let her film for both, right? When she's not filming, but I guess, it's a plane ride because they're not in the same, are they in the same area? Are they? I think they are in the same area. Just let her film for both. Leo, what are your thoughts?
I say throw the spaghetti at the wall let her film for both. I also heard recently, like last week, Married to Medicine was on their cast trip. So that kind of like they was at the Keys, the Florida Keys or something like that. So that lets me know they almost at the end of filming. So go ahead on and drop Phaedra on in for the last 2 or 3 episodes. Cut her check because they gonna need it. Go ahead on and bring Sheree back. Go ahead on and have Portia because none of them ain't gonna talk about nothing. Because keep in mind, Phaedra don't talk. Sheree really don't talk. She come up with her little fake boyfriends. I mean, Drew ain't gonna talk about her divorce. She ain't gonna really talk. And Portia can't talk because Simon got his foot on her neck. So, I mean, throw everything at it. Throw everything at it and see can y'all come up with something that's entertaining. I wish them the best. But me and my personal feelings, I think it's pretty much over. I think that I think you know how sometimes in life things run its course?
I do.
I think RHOA has run its course. I think basically all the housewife shows have run its course. It was good while it was good. But hell, I hear they about to bring Flavor Flav back. And he's 60-some years old.
Stop.
Yes. They in production. They trying to figure out how they gonna bring the flavor of love back.
I cannot.
They're just not listening to the audience. It is over with that type of formula for reality TV. It's done. They need to come up with something else. The Bachelorette, I don't care nothing about that. I don't care nothing about The Bachelor. I don't care nothing about any of those shows. I'm not going to even stop my time to watch them. I'm not going to watch the new Flavor of Love if it come out. I might catch up with the Braxton Family Values when it come out in August. I might catch up with that. But other than that, I don't care about the Basketball Wives. I don't watch Love and Hip Hop. I'm done pretty much with reality TV. So let them do what they're going to do because I feel like the season has passed.
I do too. I appreciate you. In my opinion, you're up.
Let's not encourage Bravo to do nothing stupid, okay? Let Phaedra go on and float with the wind somewhere else. I don't want to see Phaedra back, okay? I don't want to see Sheree back. I don't want to see none of them girls back. I really want a whole new cast. I don't know if reality TV it's over for reality TV because we know everything that happened on social media. We able to tell it before it come on. And then there's so many leaks that it's just not fun and it's not enjoyable. We already know what happened this season already, and the season ain't even started yet. They ain't even finished filming.
I agree with you. Thank you so much. In my opinion, Savannah, you're up.
I agree. This formula is no longer grabbing audience attention. I think the ones that the viewers that grew up with these shows like RHOA and The Bachelorette and Married to Medicine, I think we've grown up now, and it's time for these women to grow up as well. I was listening to a panel not too long ago. They were talking about the Basketball Wives. These women, some of them have been on this show for almost 20 years, and in these 20 years that they've been there, they haven't been able to actually do anything of financial one like Evelyn, Jackie Christie. They have been there since the beginning of these shows, and they have not had they did not use the platform to better themselves, their life, or create some form of generational wealth. And I found the conversation very interesting because I wondered why, as we grow older, our interests change, and we're not the same. I don't want to sit in a group of women and all we're backstabbing each other or speaking ill on one another and not bringing each other up. And all these shows are just washed. And it is YouTube is more interesting now. And so is Netflix. I mean, that's where most of the audience is going. So I don't care who they bring back. I can hardly even recognize Phaedra with as much work as she's done. She looks amazing. She looks great, but I didn't recognize her as being Phaedra. So Phaedra's never brought anything back to the show, and I applaud uh, Candy for walking away when she did, because there's nothing there.
I appreciate you. Julius, you're up.
Throw away the entire thingies, all the Housewives shows, and oh no to the remake of Flavor of Love. No, it was cringe the first time. Absolutely not. And don't get me started on the whole hot mess foolery that is Basketball Wives, cause ugh. Yes, like, like, people, look, tune into HGTV, you'll learn something, or the Discovery Channel or the History Channel, something with some substance. Watch the Weather Channel, something, cause golly.
Thanks, Julius. Katrina, you're up.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for Phaedra to come back. I really do. They got to bring some type of substance, and her and Portia know how to play off each other. Um, One thing about her coming back is the statement Candy said about Kenya. So how could she feel that way about Phaedra when she said the same thing? When she said that about Kenya the other day. And another thing, yeah, these shows have ran its course. Flavor of Love, but I got to give it to Flav. Flav was the first one that came out with those type of shows, those uh dating shows. You remember him and what's that Russian name that with the blonde hair that was married to Rocky? Um
Bridget Nielsen.
Bridget, yeah, he came out with it. He was the one that started it, but I do not want to see
Oh, Foofy.
Foofy. Yeah, I do not want to see the raising again. I'm sorry, it's done. And like you said, watch the regular TV. Just watch TV One. You got Good Times, Jefferson, Sanford and Son. Just get some laughs out of it. Because these shows ain't making us laugh. It's basically making us cry and making us irritated. So I would rather go back to watching the Jeffersons and watching Good Times. At least we can get a laugh or something out of that. That's all I got, Diva.
I appreciate you. E, you're up.
Well, I have a lot to say, Diva, if you will allow me. Hey, everybody. When it comes to this, Flavor Flav, I know that's not the topic, but just 10 seconds on it. What was so captivating about Flavor of Love was not Flav at all, except the fact that he was so unattractive, and white America, as well as some black people, find it intriguing as to how such beautiful women will sign up on television and kiss this man in the mouth looking the way that he does. It gives some people hope, but the most entertaining draw of that show was Tiffany Pollard, New York. That's what people tuned in to see, so much so that they brought her back for a second season. When we think about the third season of Flavor of Love, people don't even remember that show. It lost its edge because it lost its star. And it wasn't any need to bring it back, because you can only repeat that cycle of dating the same man with the same batch of girls so often before people branch off and want to do their own show, and then it gets boring. So for me, I think, in my opinion, hit the nail on the head. In my opinion, is talking too real and too right tonight. I remember 2 weeks ago, so many people were up in arms about hostile work environments and not breaking the law. So why are we rewarding bad behavior now? Diva, when you pitched the story, I heard you say that they should just pay Phaedra for both. And for me, in my humble opinion, and I'll be on the car by myself, Phaedra is not worth both. She's not worth the paper Married to Medicine and RHOA. Every reality show they put Phaedra on after that season 9 debacle on the Housewives, it tanked. They put Phaedra on the Braxtons, remember, with Tracy. After Tony, Tamar, Tawanda and Trina walked out and demanded more money. And they brought Phaedra on, and she was supposed to get the ratings back to where they were. Guess what? The ratings were brick. Nobody wanted to see Phaedra Braxton. Okay, so then they put Phaedra on the Real Housewives of Dubai. Dubai doesn't even do numbers like that. And the episode they put Phaedra on that they were hyping up for 2 weeks, that episode went brick. It was the lowest rated episode of the season. And this lady was supposed to be your secret weapon. She was the next coming to Christ. Let Andy tell it. She's very overrated. And this is not something you have to take my word for. The numbers are on TV Deets. Next, y'all moved her over to Married to Medicine. And I don't know about anybody else, but I have a good memory. All the reviewers like Funky Dineva, Carlos King, and Chronicles of the Gray-Haired Diva, that would be you all. And the people on this panel, last year, everyone was highly anticipating Phaedra's return, and we all said she brought absolutely zero to the season. Phaedra has no man, she has no storyline, and she has a closet full of drag queen dresses, gaudy dresses, over-the-top glitter outfits with Chanel and Fendi F's written all over them. Don't act like I'm the only person who didn't understand what all the hype was about with putting Phaedra on Married to Medicine. The viewership did not even reach 1 million viewers. Quad said it on Instagram either this year or last year. She said the reason they brought Phaedra over was to capture that RHOA audience and push Married to Medicine over the 1 million views mark, and Phaedra couldn't do it. She didn't do it. Married to Medicine did not reach 1 million viewers last year, not even close. So if Phaedra couldn't do it on Married to Medicine, she won't be able to do it on RHOA, especially because her main quote was, that's the Titanic. It's sinking. Seems like to me, every show that Phaedra has touched since season 9 has been the Titanic. Now, if you really want to capture my attention, then RHOA needs to, if you're going to bring Phaedra on, bring on Apollo and bring on Angela Stanton. Sign them on. And I want them to call Phaedra out on national television for doctoring those fake insurance checks for $27,000 and $30,000 allegedly. And I want to talk about those VIN numbers. That's what I want to talk about. Choo choo.
And woo woo woo. Woo woo woo. Thank you, E. Felicia, you're up.
Woo-wee. Well, good evening, everyone. If anybody remembers, I really don't watch these shows, but I don't have a problem with a sister getting paid. Okay, I don't have a problem with her getting 2, 3, 4, 15 streams of income, as long as it's not illegal nor immoral. So what? They said, can you deliver the numbers? Okay, so she failed a little bit, but they still want her. What's wrong with getting some legal money? So she just got to show up, be beautiful, be gorgeous, and get paid. I don't have a problem with that. So you go on, Phaedra. Get that negotiations going in your favor and get.
That's hard too, Felicia. She got her face changed so many times. We don't know what beauty is for her.
Well, whatever it is, let her get paid. Make that paper, girl. I'm with her. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you, Felicia. Tay, you're up.
I say if she want to do the 2 show, let her be. That's all, folks.
Thank you, Tay. Wayne, you're up.
I think the media minds of Bravo, whoever they got to pull in, to save this show. I think if they could petition the original cast, I think if they would survey the the fans of the show, and to get some feedback of what they want to see. And I think if they got the media minds got it together, and instead of every week the fight and the trip or something, really try to find something that in 2024 that people would be drawn to, something totally new, but but petition the old, the old team, because that worked. Because you still have people who had stopped watching RHOA back in like, 2017 or whatever, I think I stopped watching it when Apollo went to jail, something like that. But, I that really liked the show. It would draw those people back with something new. Oh, wow, the whole cast, something different. I just think, the show has been a big success. And the same way they kind of pioneered this type of media. But I think if they could find themselves, get with Shonda Rhimes, whatever her name is, and all these people, who have successful shows, who just know, and see if they could come up with something like totally different and shock us all. I think now that's the way. I don't think the show can be saved with the same old shenanigans they're doing now, because you're getting tired of it. It's almost like you can predict what's going to happen in the show, and I don't even watch it. It's just so predictable. But I think if they came up with something totally new with the old faces, maybe like said, look, we're not doing this the old Housewives way. If anything, maybe it'd be a time of like, girl, I'm sorry I did this or I said this, blah, blah, blah. Something totally different. I think it could pull it off. Because everybody doesn't want to watch violence. I mean, even though it's good, every week they come on, somebody fighting, somebody cursing somebody out. Oh, it was never nothing, just a great, just a nice evening, not many times have I seen it. But I think if they did something like that and just made the whole platform entirely different, they could come back with something new. Shows do it all the time,
Yeah, I don't know what it's going to take, but right now it's pretty tragic. Yes.
I'm sorry. Wayne just inspired a thought in me.
Okay.
I think Wayne is on to something with when he said Shonda Rhimes. Now, somebody said in the chat, Shonda doesn't do reality TV, but what I do think, what Wayne inspired me to think is fire Andy Cohen. Get rid of him. It's too many white hairs over there responsible for Black programming and trying to pick our brains and trying to figure out how to entertain us. No, we need some representation over there who understand where Black culture is going. And really what would impress me is get some Black females over there.
They did it with the Fresh Prince
responsible for, I'm sorry?
They did it with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, but as far as these shows that they want to target our demographic, put some of us over there in the executive chair and let's hit the ground running. Less of this reality TV. Let's get some scripted stuff going on over there. Because what Wayne was describing was the ultimate girls trip, because everybody thought that idea was fresh. Not too much catty, not too much 23 episodes of all of this long drawn out thing. 6 episodes max, and then we out of here. You get what I'm saying? So that's what we want to see. Fire Andy.
It's so funny though that everybody says fire Andy. Andy's not in control of all of these Bravo shows. He never was on that particular level. I mean, this man does Watch What Happens Live with Andy. He does other things. And for everyone to think that, I don't know how many Housewives shows are over there on Bravo, that he's involved in every single one of them on that level. He's not, and he never was, right? So the problem is not just Andy. The problem is you want to sell your soul to the devil, and you are willing to, as the talent, do those shenanigans. The ladies are doing this, and they will do anything to get that check. And I know this is a sore spot for everybody, but just for an example, just recently, look how far Kenya went. For example, look how far Lisa Rinna went. So they will let you hang on off the ledge until there's a high level outrage from the fans, and then that's when they'll let you fall. Okay. And Increased Matter says Mona Scott Young, Ratchet TV, Love and Hip Hop. Yes, it's just, and so that's exactly, thank you for bringing that up, Increased Matters. That's a Black woman producing all of those shows. So it's really not just about who's over there producing the shows. It has a lot to do the integrity, and they really think that, once reality TV really, really hit the scenes, they think that's all we want to see. Right? They think that's what we want. They really think that point blank in a period. Come on, Shawnee. Come on, Emmanuel. Shawnee Henderson. So we had some Black people at the Realm, and they did the same thing that's going on at RHOA.
We don't want to see Shawnee.
Huh?
We don't want to see Shawnee.
No, what Emmanuel's saying is, and what Increased Matter saying is, there's been Black people that has produced reality TV, and they gave us the same garbage that we're seeing on Bravo.
Yeah, but I said scripted. Where's my Viola Davis? Where's my Angela Bassett? Where are my Black queens? Where are my gems who can put on a show and keep me entertained, and who went to school and are classically trained to act and put on a show?
Yeah, Lawson. Yeah, initially he was very involved.
You better be watching Fox then, E, and watch Angela Bassett on 911.
Wait, hold on one second, guys. Lawson, initially he was involved, but it was the very early stages. But once it got further down the line, he was not sitting down in those rooms looking at every single tape. He was getting briefed so that he can do the what do you call it, the reunions, so forth and so on. And listen, what boss do you know or at any job that is all in the weeds of every single thing? They're not, and he was not either. That's just me being realistic here, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and roll into the next story. And let me back up before I roll into the next story. The other thing why reality TV wins is because it doesn't cause them as much money to produce reality TV because it's non-scripted, so to speak, right? And nobody has to sit there and memorize lines and all of that. They could just, okay, we filming today, let's roll, right? Now they have setup scenes, but they don't have to sit there and make sure people memorize scripts or whatever the case may be. It's a lot into that. And because there was either a TV show or something that told that did a whole thing on how reality TV just rose to the top so quickly. But one of the number one reasons is because they don't have to sit down and do table reads and memorize lines and all of that stuff. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and move into this next story. I did find the video I wanted to show. This Yazmeen Williams, very sad story. Young lady, New York, was unalived. And then I think what was even more heart-wrenching was that the individual that did it just put it out with the trash, literally, right, in a sleeping bag, and rolled down. Yes, thank you, Sasuke, everybody. Please watch your words. And rolled down the street with her. And the community was outraged once, he got caught and they picked him up. Let me just make sure, because I did find... I found the story. Okay, there it is. I found the one I wanted to show. Yeah.
Don't be that. Nobody. Being a gurney, he can walk. He can walk.
Somebody snuff that next time.
Killing somebody, dirty and racist. Ow! Oh my God! Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Let him bring him out. Oh my God! He's like a dirty nigga. Bring his ass out! Bring his ass out! Bring him out! Bring him out! Come on, kill somebody. How you being cracky killing people? Don't get on crack.
Wait, they want us coming this way. Where you going, Nika? He's like disgusting. He looks like what would you say to him?
Give us some air, y'all. Give us some air, y'all. All right. Give us some air, y'all. Respectfully. Give us some air, y'all. I don't got nothing to do with us some. This is bugging, bro.
Yeah. And she's gonna get justice. This is a guy that I think that was her friend. I'm not sure. He needed to lie. You don't have the death penalty in New York.
He took my daughter's life away. Her crime, 31 years old. She didn't deserve that. So I put her in the garbage bag. Crazy.
Fingers crossed out here that you get
Justice for Yazzie. Justice for Yazzie.
Nicole? Was it Nicole?
Yes.
Can you tell me what your daughter was like as a person?
Oh, how was she? Oh my God, vibrant, bubbly, silly, vibrant. Yasmine was never angry. Oh, she had a bubbly spirit. She was always smiling. She was always happy. She's intelligent. She's a college grad. She worked for the city of New York. She loved her sister. She was a good big sister. She was a good daughter. She was my best friend. She was my best friend.
When was the last time you spoke to her?
All right, let me stop that screen. Let me just present something else I wanted to show. I think this is it. Okay. Chad Irish, an ex-con charged at the New York City woman's body dumped in a sleeping bag, is one of two twins with legendary rap sheets. Okay. An ex-con with a lengthy rap sheet has been taken into custody and charged after a Big Apple woman was found unalive, wrapped in a sleeping bag, and dumped outside with the trash, police sources told the Post Tuesday. Chad Irish, 55, who has a twin brother by the same name with his own rap sheet, was charged with concealment of a human corpse, criminal possession of a weapon, and menacing after he was brought in for questioning on Monday after the death of 31-year-old Yasmine Williams, the sources said. He has not been charged with the killing of the 31-year-old victim so far, but is the only person of interest tied to the slaying, police sources say. That unfortunately, that sleeping bag there, that is her body. Okay. NYPD Chief of Detectives Joseph Kenney said at a briefing that cops have surveillance footage of a man in a wheelchair dragging the body along. We backtracked the video to the Strauss houses to where our eventual perpetrator, Chad Irish, is removing the package sleeping bag from the location in his wheelchair, Kennedy said. He said cops identified Williams as the victim from neighbors. When they take her body out of the sleeping bag, a bullet falls out of the bag. A bullet falls out of the back of her head. So we now know that she was pow in the head, Kenny told reporters. So we're still working the homicide case. He said Williams used to stay with Irish at times. I'm not sure if their relationship was romantic or if it was more for convenience, the chief said. She would just stay with him. I'm sure there were some narcotics arrangement involved. Irish has 21 priors to his name, sources said. This is when her mother first spoke and found out. It's very sad. To the commercial pass, and I'll play it really quickly. He served 3 years. Let me skip this ad.
And I said no. I spoke to my people. And I said no, I said I know they're gonna give me some bad news, and I told them I don't want to hear it, please. I don't want to hear it. And they said, can I please come in and talk to you? And I said, what happened? And they said, are you Yazmeen Williams' mother? And I said, yes, I'm Nicole Williams. I'm her mother. And they said, your daughter has been shot. And I said, okay, she's gonna be all right. And they said, no, that she died. They said she's dead. And I was just fainted, and the officer had to pick me up off the floor.
He served 3 years in prison after he was convicted of attempted arson for trying to blow up his uncle's home in the Bronx back in 1994 by dislodging a gas pipe and 2 propane tanks, sparking an explosion. Police said the menacing and weapons charges that were lodged against him this week were not tied to Williams' death, but were from outstanding warrants that stemmed from a prior incident. It comes after the person of interest was mobbed by dozens of angry locals on Monday when cops hauled him in for questioning over Williams' death. That's the young lady right there that is no longer here, Yasmine Williams. She was only 31 years old when was found in the sleeping bag on Friday. The victim's grief-stricken mother, Nicole Williams, was among those who came face-to-face with Irish after cops brought him outside of the Strauss houses, in Kits Bay on a stretcher and loaded him into the ambulance. At least one man managed to punch Irish as others screamed, "Kill him." Footage of the chaos shows. Williams' body was found stuffed inside a sleeping bag and dumped next to a pile of trash on East 27th Street in Manhattan late Friday. Her death was ruled a homicide after cops confirmed Monday that she had been powwowed in the head. The victim mother had earlier revealed to the Post that she believed her daughter's killer was a friend of hers who uses a wheelchair. At a press briefing Tuesday, Deputy Mayor Maria Torres Springer told reporters that Yasmine was set to start a job this week at the City Department of Housing, Preservation, and Development. It hits home, Torres Springer said. While she has not yet been a public servant, I think the entire city feels for her. Mayor Eric Adams called the slaying horrific. How inhumane you are, dragging down the block somebody's daughter, the mayor said. He should be lucky that the police got him before that. Be lucky the police got him before that community. Irish landed on the New York NYPD's radar after he was allegedly seen in an electric wheelchair dragging a sleeping bag, sources said. His mother told the Post Tuesday that she was praying for all involved. I'm just praying for all of us, asking God to get us through this, Tarisha Irish said. I'm praying for my son. I'm praying for the young lady. Just keeping everybody in prayer, she added. Meanwhile, his twin brother, who also uses the name Chad Irish, is on parole for robbery and assault, law enforcement said. This is a heavy story. It's layered. Again, it's layered. Leo, you're up.
Yes. Once again, my condolences to the mother and the brother, the family, the community. I am, from what I have read, from what you're reading of this story, the dehumanization and not having value for a human life is the part that stabs me in the heart. But the silver lining to this horrible story is how the community came out. It always takes that one. I'm quite sure this Irish person has been a blight on the community. They probably already know of his sinister deeds and probably him and his twin. But I like how the community came out. They going off. They want justice. And I hope and pray that they do get this justice for this young lady. Because I'm just, y'all, we got to be careful. We really have to take in account of the associations of the people that we spend our time with. I'm quite sure she did not know this man or these people that she was around would take her life, but they was always up to no good. And I don't know this young lady. I am very interested in the other things that she probably had going on here, like, because I don't know, does she have children? Like, is she married? Like, it's so many questions that I still have. I know she was about to start another job, but what was her job before? Did she live there? I have so many questions about. She lived there? She lived in that estate?
Well, see, I think they don't want to say some things to, I guess, respect her in her death. But they did allude to narcotics being involved and that she did stay with him every now and then.
Right. And I did hear that. And I did hear that. It don't either way, right? It doesn't take away from the fact how inhumanely she was treated. She was put out with the trash, okay? She was put out in the trash. Why do we treat each other this way? What is happening here? He was dragging in his electronic scooter. He was dragging a sleeping bag with a body in it down the street, down the parking lot. We got to do better. We got to see each other as human beings. I just can't. And whatever he get, he get. If they catch him in the jailhouse, then good. Whatever he get. How he treated her, if he get the same treatment or worse, that it's par for the course. That's what you that is what you chose. You reap what you sow. Whatever you was involved in, whatever this Irish person was involved in, it's get ready to get upped up to the next level, because you have degraded a whole person, and the community supports whatever justice is in store for this man.
Because they was ready to take him out outside in front of the cops. So
but I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I don't want to say your name wrong here, but you said Yasmine was my ex-girlfriend when I was in college. We lived together about 8 years ago. Rest in peace, Yasmine. She suffered a lot through her family dynamic, and she had a hard life. I was figuring, but I didn't want to speculate in this situation, that there's a lot more to this story. D-Hawk, I'm gonna say, Hod, if you want to come up and give us a little more backstory, let me know in the chat, and we'll make room for you to come up and speak about your ex-girlfriend and just give us a little more insight. We appreciate you if you want to come up. Thank you, Leo. In my opinion, you're up.
So this is really sad. And I feel like every time we see these stories, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is our time to learn from what's happening and to be more careful, and to be careful with the people that we hang around, because these people have sinister things in their mind, and you never know what they're going to do to you. So as much as I hate talking about these kind of stories, I'm praying that everybody stays safe. Know where you at all times. Have your exit strategy. And if something don't feel right, get moving.
Okay, I want to ask somebody if they don't mind giving me a second. Make room for Yasmine's friend, ex.
Diva, I'll come down.
Okay, thank you, Savannah. So we are.
Yeah, I just had one.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm so sorry. I just had one quick comment, but I'll come down so he can come up.
Okay.
But I as I saw the story this weekend or yesterday or so, I understood that she had just graduated college or had a degree, and so I have so many more questions and answers in this story. But I thought the same thing. The family dynamic was toxic, and I didn't understand what her connection was to this person. Because she had graduated with a criminal law degree. So I'm just at a loss, but I'll go ahead and drop down.
Okay, I appreciate you. Okay, we're dropping down for you, D-Hod. And I mean to mispronounce your name there. Please click on the link and come up. We would love to hear from you. Katrina, you're up.
Yeah, there's a lot missing out of this story, Diva. Because was he the one that did the pow-powing? Was his brother there, the twin? And if he in a wheelchair, how he maneuvering and getting her in a sleeping bag. It's a lot missing. And if he's that type of person, you can't pick. Everybody can't pick everybody friends or whatsoever. But he got that type of environment and stuff around you, and you trying to go and be criminal law and working at the housing thing. Why are you associating yourself with him anyway? And looking at her pictures, I'm not saying that she was using these or whatsoever, but what made him just all of a sudden just want to pow you? It's no excuse regardless. But like, it's a lot of stuff missing. It ain't coming together. I mean, ain't nobody got the right to pow nobody or anything like that. But I'm just saying, y'all was friends, and then look how older he is over you. But y'all was friends, and what made him want to just pow you? And then didn't think nothing about you. So you couldn't have been too much of a friend if they just putting you in a sleeping bag and taking you down the street. This is weird. This is totally weird. I hope we get some more out of this. Whoever coming up, I don't know if you know the situation or not, but that's all I'm gonna say on it, because that's all I can say. Because I don't get it. And then he's going to the hospital from the jail and on a stretcher. Is he sick? I don't know. This is weird. I see what this person say. I'm sorry, y'all. Don't come for me. I'm just saying. The story just weird to me. That's all I got.
I think it's not weird. I think it's just missing pieces that they don't want to talk about, right? When I had a brief conversation about Felicia, because I was thinking about doing this story yesterday, I had a brief conversation about her with Felicia about this, and she was like, Diva, because he can walk. And I don't know if y'all caught it. The only reason why I caught it, because it wasn't the first time me hearing the video. They were saying he can walk. I don't know if y'all noticed that. They said he can walk, that he needs to walk. So I don't know. D Hodges, I appreciate you, and I'm gonna come back to everybody else. Just give me a minute. We got a guest in the building. I appreciate you. What would you like to add to this story? Because you said you know Yazmeen.
Yes, I knew Yasmine. We actually lived together in Manhattan, and she actually went to Buffalo State University, and she got her degree. And we met when I was in college. I was still in college, but she already graduated, and we used to live together. And she suffered a lot through her childhood. Her father wasn't present. Her mother had a weird dynamic. And from what I'm hearing so far is that she was living with her grandmother until she moved in with the guy who killed her, the guy in the wheelchair. And I think I'm just speculating, it's not a fact, but I think it has something to do with maybe substance abuse.
So sad. When you knew her, was there any substances involved?
When we was together, like, she was definitely the life of the party. Like, looking back at my relationship, she's so like friendly, and the most fun experiences I had in my life was with her, because we traveled a lot. We went to a lot of places together. Her friends were using substances, but light substances, maybe like marijuana and stuff like that. But when we broke up, I saw that she looked different. Like, if you go to her Instagram page, if you can find it, her name is Yummy Yaz NYC. And if you just scroll through her timeline, when I was with her, she looked one way back in 2016, until recently she looks a totally different way. So I assumed that she was probably using drugs, and maybe it was a connection with her killer.
Yeah, very sad. Very, very sad. Let me I don't know if this is it, because this looks a little different. Yummy Yaz. Okay, let me just share screen for a minute. Is this the correct one?
That's the correct one.
Okay. And do you know who this is?
Yes, that's her brother. That's actually her twin brother.
Oh, wow. So she had a twin.
Yeah, she had a twin brother.
This is very sad. And that's her.
Correct. So if you see that picture, how she looks then versus how she, if you scroll down.
Okay, I'll scroll some. Okay, let's see. And I'm assuming that was her sister, that picture before. That's her little sister?
Yes, that's her little sister, yes.
Okay. And so she loved pets then. She loved dogs?
Yeah, her brother actually has a dog, and he's pretty famous. The dog is famous online.
Oh, okay. Beautiful sister. I mean, she looks like a very sweet soul there.
Yeah, it's just sad what happened to her, especially because I found out about the story. I had no idea it was actually her until like the news broke, because her body was left for a few days over that July 4th weekend.
Very sad.
Yeah.
And so that's her with her brother, or that's her brother maybe with a girlfriend?
Yeah, I think that's his significant other or something.
Okay. Okay. And the dog you said is famous online?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a very sad story. It appeared from the way the mother was talking, because somebody did ask the mom, when did you last speak to her? And the mom didn't answer that question.
Correct. But you have to, like Yasmine, she was very independent. So she, even when we was together, she would always do her own thing. So, I'm not sure of the relation, because it's been so long since I've interacted with her family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure of the relationship between the family, but I know that just knowing that Yasmine, she, she was very independent, so she did her own thing.
Yeah. I see here, like she seems like a very free spirit. It's just very, very sad what ended up happening to her. So did she say when she graduated, what was her dream? What did she want to do?
She was in criminal justice, and when we met, I was still in college, and she already graduated.
Mm-hmm.
And she always had jobs. She always was able to keep a job, and she was always independent. So it was no issue with that. I don't know what she was doing recently. I know her mom said she wanted to get into law school.
Mm-hmm.
So that may be right. I'm not sure. I can't speak on that, but I know from like my history with her, she always had good jobs like throughout our relationship.
Yeah. So, let me just go to Felicia here. You have any questions or anything you want to say? Felicia, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't necessarily have questions for this gentleman, but I do have something I want to say. So if you can come back to me after he's asked questions, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, of course I will. I really do appreciate you for coming up and just giving us a little bit more insight to the story. I do pray that justice is served. This was very unfortunate and very sad that her body laid there for days in that sleeping bag. And that she had to lose her life in such a horrific and sad way. Seems like the community really did care about her, because they, was outside that door pretty much, trying to get at this man who perhaps or allegedly, unalived her or knows about how she became unalived. It's just really, really sad. Leo, anything you want to say?
I'm processing, Diva. I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah. D, I don't know what to say. I know that was your friend and your ex-girlfriend at one time. And you knew Yasmine, and I'll say my condolences to you. I truly do appreciate you, coming
Did she have
up.
any children?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Wayne.
No, she didn't have any children. And I also wanted to add that there's a recent news report because she did grow up in that area in Kips Bay. And there's a news report, I don't know if you've seen it, that her grandmother actually spoke out and said that she was living with the grandmother prior.
Okay.
And the grandmother said that she moved in with the guy with the wheelchair, which is in the same neighborhood. And she warned, the grandmother warned the family and warned Yasmine herself when she was alive to be careful of the man. So I assume, I don't live in that area,
Right.
but I assume that man had like a history that the neighborhood probably knew about.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
I'll try to find. You said it was an article where her grandmother spoke out.
Yes, if you just Google Yazmeen Williams' grandmother, it should come up.
Okay, let me see if I can find it.
Hodges, I do have one question. So when you speak of her being a free spirit,
yes,
what was her emotional state in the time that you dealt with her? Was she volatile? Was she even keeled? Did she have ups and downs, highs and lows? What was her emotional state?
her emotional state was pretty good. But when I describe her, because I'm more of an introverted person, she's more extroverted. So she can go to a room and make friends with anyone, and she was never afraid to speak her mind or to say how she felt. So that's why I think she attracted a lot of different friends, and I'm sure like anyone that was around her would have like a good energy around her because she was just so free, easy to talk to, and stuff like that.
And so when y'all lost connection, was it because y'all both just moved in different directions, or was she one of those people that you may not have talked in 3 years and she'll send you like a what's up or what's happening or are you okay, how you doing? Was she that type of person?
Well, I don't want to get into detail of why we broke up. Um, we just had different, we just was going in different trajectories, I would say. But what pains me is because over the years, I always thought about her and I always wanted to reach out to her, but I haven't been with her maybe 7 to 8 years, and I haven't spoken to her since we've been together. And what pains me, because I know she was going through a lot with her family dynamic, her father not being present in her life, and uh, I'm not sure about her brother was there, and also her mom, but I don't know her family history, the background, but I know it wasn't as a tight knit family wise, but I'm sure all of her family loved her. But after we broke up, I was worried about her over the years because I always used to see her on Instagram, and I wanted to just reach out to her to say, what's up, what's going on, because I knew in my heart that she wasn't in the right space. Because I don't know the intimate details of her life, assuming that she did get hooked on drugs or something like that. Obviously, something drastic happened to her to pursue that, because when I was with her, she was never on any hard drugs that I know of.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Appreciate that. Anybody else have a question or comment?
I just want to say my condolences go out to you. I know what it is to have family members be unalive. I'm not going to say in this kind of way, but the description does hit close to home. And I just want to give my condolences because it is painful hearing the description of how this young lady was in a bag. And even though you wasn't in a relationship with her for the last couple of years, but I could just imagine that it still hurts just as much as if you were in her life today. And I just want to say I give my condolences to you, and thank you for coming up here because it's very rare on Diva's channel that we can talk to a person who is somewhat affected by a story and can give us insight. And so I just want to extend my thanks to you for coming up and telling us about the beautiful person that this young lady was, and thank you for sharing with us your memories of you and her together.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, Julius. Anybody?
Was she alert? Did she know when she was in danger, or was she unaware?
Yasmine always knew when she was in danger. Like I said, she was very independent. So, being in New York City, especially as a woman alone traveling, she traveled, did her own thing. I think she could take care of herself. When I was with her, that was the case. But as I said before, I don't know her personal history as far as with substance issues. But assuming that is the case, I'm sure that, if she suspectedly had substance issues, I'm sure she had gone on a different path within her life, and that kind of took control of her in that particular way to obviously deal with the type of man that she was dealing with. Just just say if that was the case, because when I know her, I don't think she would have ever dealt with a man like this.
Yeah, he was significantly older than her. Yeah, and yeah, and they were saying in the, I'm just going by the video, the people yelling, they was calling him a crackhead. It's just sad.
Correct. And I just want to say one more thing before I jump off of here. I saw on Twitter. Let me see if I can pull it up. This is from a person who is a reporter on like a local news station. And he said the updates is that she knew and at times stayed with the suspected person who is called Chad Irish. And he is, I guess, charged with the concealment of a corpse. And the family told the police that she recently begun doing crack, and police think drugs could have been involved. So that's the latest story.
Yeah, they kind of said that. They said narcotics, but you figure there was some common denominator between him and her and the man. So who, and I'm not saying this is what happened in her case, but unfortunately when people are high on substances and then you have weapons involved, things can go south. And it seems like that's probably what happened in this particular situation. Hodges, if you happen to have the article or the link to where the grandmother smoked, if you have it and you could throw the link in the private chat, I would appreciate that. And if you can throw the link, I don't know, in the private chat to that Twitter feed you have, I would also appreciate that so we can all take a look here. This is just a sad story that it seems like it didn't have to go this way. I wish we were reporting something different. But definitely not this right here. But I think the worst part of it all, and I think this is where the people really was so upset, is how he just dragged her body down the street and then tossed it in the trash. Like really put her in the trash. I think that is just extremely sad. And I think that's what really has the community in the uproars, because, okay, this happened, but after it happened, like you still just had no regard for her life. And I believe, I don't know. I feel like he didn't do this on his own. I feel like that brother might have helped him. I don't know. I'm just, saying things in my head. Like, I'm assuming he had an electric wheelchair for a reason, but so I'm just thinking who helped him, put her in this bag and then he dragged her down the street. Just extremely, extremely sad. Thank you so much for coming up and talking to us. We truly, truly appreciate you. Again, my condolences. I know y'all been out of touch, but it's still someone that was once your significant other, and you had a relationship and you knew her, and you knew, a different side of her before, this side right here that led to her unfortunate end. Is there anything else you would like to say to us?
I agree with you. I suspect, I don't think this guy was alone. I mean, a guy in a wheelchair, unless I don't know if he was able to like stand up or anything. But I do agree with you on that point, and I will definitely drop both of the links in the chat.
All right, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, and thank you for being brave enough to trust us and my panel, and to come up here and speak to us. We always welcome when someone in the chat knows a little bit more about the story than we do. Such a tragedy. Yes, Jennifer. And again, D. Hodges, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Whew, it's a heavy story. I did skip around a little bit. Felicia, I'm going to come back to you. I don't know if you're there.
All right. Yeah, I'm here. Thank you so much. I think this story is about loneliness. That's what I think this is about. It's not uncommon when you live in housing developments, as she did, and everyone knows you, and you grow up together, you're part of the community, that you are in and out of each other's apartment. The floor. This one knows so-and-so, that one knows so-and-so. You do this, you do that. She was living with her grandmother, and maybe her grandmother really wanted her to be more on the schedule. She was 31 years of age. She was a full adult woman. She hadn't found her way yet. Living with her grandmother. Maybe grandmother had rules. She didn't like them. I'm 31, I want to stay out, be out. And she probably ended up staying over at this place with these two brothers, these twin brothers, because she's a twin, so I could see where they would have commonality. She got a twin brother and he got a twin brother, so I could see those two building a relationship. But I know a lot of women at 31 who haven't found their way yet. They have a lot of dreams and a lot of hopes and expectations. There was a lot of goals, and she accomplished so many. But somewhere around 27, 28, a lot of women begin to feel lonely. I don't have a boyfriend. I don't have a fiance. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a significant other. I don't have my own place. I haven't figured out my career route. And they start to doubt themselves. And they get caught up in some bad behavior. I don't know if she really did or didn't. But I know that if you're amongst people who are using and you're in that environment, you're inhaling this stuff, folks. You're around it a lot. And maybe you think, I don't have so much going on for me. And you begin to indulge. Doesn't mean that, you're down and out, you're the worst of the worst. I mean, I looked at those pictures. I thought each and every one was stunning, gorgeous, and beautiful. I really think this was about loneliness, some place to be, some place to stay. To my younger sisters in the chat, I don't want you to give up. I don't want you to go into spaces where you're not going to be loved and protected, where you're not going to be in the light, where you're not going to be able to continue to pursue your dreams. I need you to hold on to your faith and be patient. And never, ever doubt what God has planned for you. Yeah, it's a struggle. I can tell you're going to struggle all the way through. It's just so unfortunate. My condolences to the family. This mother, she's ready to go to the jail. She's ready to take a life beyond this. And I must say, I can identify. Yes, I can identify. Whatever the distance was between them, the separation, it didn't minimize the love. There's nothing but love there. The community loves her. Mother loves her. Grandmother. Ex-boyfriend came up here and he sounded like there was still love there. So we lost a phenomenal human being here. And I have said to you all before, and I'm going to say it again. You know, the other day, Diva did the story about the drunk driver. He done ran over everybody at the barbecue, and they want him. I don't know what's going on in the rest of the country, but I'm going to tell you what's going on up here. They want all these people off the street. They want the real trash off the street. We're coming out, done with this pandemic. We're done with all the empathy. Get yourselves together. And when I say that, I mean walk that straight line. Get some kind of way to earn a legal income. If you got a substance problem, go get it cleaned up. If you're in a DV situation, like Q said last night, start saving your money, get it together, get the kids together, and get out. Because we need folks to stand up and live a life of quality and goodness of which God intended. I'm heartbroken for this mother. And I'm heartbroken for all these young women who are so lonely that they partner up with people who don't care about them, who are not giving them good things, who are not providing them with the encouragement and the love to go out and pursue their dreams and their passions, but get caught up in doing some substances and some negative sexual things. I'm done. And I'm praying for everybody.
Appreciate you, Felicia. I'm coming around to everybody. Thank you so much. I did want to show this Twitter feed that Hodges sent to me. Updates on death of Yazmeen Williams found in a sleeping bag. She knew and at times stayed with Chad Irish, who is now charged with concealment of a corpse. Family told police she had recently begun doing crack. Police thinks drugs could have been involved. Whew. He did also send me the article where the grandmother spoke, but it's from the Daily News, and I can't get into the article because you have to have a subscription. Wayne, your thoughts?
I was just gonna say that the only thing, I mean, after watching the clip, and I know it's not right, but I would have felt some justice if they had actually broke that barrier and tore that man limb from limb. I know that's not the way you do things, but at that moment, that's the kind of justice I would, I felt, because they were helpless, and he just gets rolled in the back of of an ambulance. So I can feel the rage, the rage for him.
Yeah, thank you, Wayne. Tay, you're up.
This man right here just throw her like she's nothing but garbage, like she ain't nobody. And to my condolences to the boyfriend, well, ex-boyfriend who came up, you could tell how much he really loved her, and then he respect her, like how people do respect their boyfriend and girlfriend, like that. My heart goes out to her family. I don't blame the family go after him for what he did. I just don't feel sorry for that man. I really don't. Because you probably got some help to put her in the garbage. And I hope there's justice for her. Justice for Williams. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Tay. Katrina, you're up.
I went before, but I'm just gonna say, I never want to have that feeling of burying one of my own kids. I never want to feel that. I never want to feel that. But you don't know, certain things happen. But I know my mom went through that. So I know that's a deep hurt. And you have to do a lot of stuff to get over it. And the thing of it is, don't cry when I'm dead. Cry when I'm alive. Because if you was having this type of relationship with your daughter, as the boyfriend said, you should have been working on that, because nobody's promised tomorrow. And now you got all these regrets of what being, what not being. I'm not saying she got regrets. I'm just saying in general of what being, what not been said, what could have been said, what could have been done. Like my grandfather used to always say, don't bring my flowers when I'm dead. Bring them when I can smell them. And hopefully her heart is at rest. I hope her heart is lightening. Um, and I just hope that girl found some peace. Because what your boyfriend said, she was having a hard time in life. I just hope she got some peace right now. That's all.
I appreciate you. You're up.
Well, I'm sorry. I have to pick up where Wayne left off, as far as the community. I think the video that you showed was very, very impactful in a lot of different ways. And I love to see it. This community is, well, in that video, we're coming together and trying to handle their affairs. And letting the officers know and the EMT know, hey, don't worry about this one. No need to carry him off to the cage and put him on a free 3-meal-a-day schedule. Leave him to us. We'll handle this one. No need for a trial wasting taxpayers' dollars. Move around. You see, when I heard bring him outside, I believe that some of the people were chanting in the video, bring him outside. And I saw that black man in the black biker shorts waiting in the far right view of the camera, waiting to rock his world. As soon as they brought him out on that stretcher. And I said, oh yeah, baby, these are the black men I like. These are the strong black men I like to see patrolling our communities. See, the reason Black women have had to turn to the white man for protection is because it is not enough Black men who are willing to stand up and serve as a protector to women and children in the community. Now, I understand you said this is a person of interest. However, the people said in the background, and you said it also, Diva, he has a long rap sheet. And he was last seen with the young lady. And it is unconscionable that you could put somebody in the bag and then drag them down and put them with the trash from yesterday. So whether this man did it or not, the black man with the black basketball shorts, he was about to get some answers. And it was going to be, tell me what I need to know, or we can talk about this another way. And I think we need to go back to that mode of operation, because that's the type of energy I like. And I wish they would have shown this same type of energy for Shanquella Robinson, for Breonna Taylor. And even though the circumstances are slightly different, Kim Porter as well, because it's really, when you see these group of people coming together in the community and moving on one accord, that's powerful. That's magic right there. And it's none of this, oh, let's get on the podcast and talk about this the next day. Oh, I saw this, or I saw this. I'm tired of Black women being remembered by simply a picture on a t-shirt or a Facebook post. This is the type of energy we need, and we need to build on top of it and build on top of it. Because also I'm thinking of Trayvon Martin. It's no reason for George Zimmerman to be walking around free without a care in the world. We need to get our community in order and take it back over from the police. Because I promise you, with upright, honest, and strong Black men and women patrolling and watching the perimeter, we can get our streets cleaned up light years ahead of what the government is trying to do. Let this community in that video be an example of what we can do. I'm not saying that it's perfect, but and it can be fine-tuned a little bit, but we have to come together. And like Wayne said, my only regret for those people is that they could not restrain those persons in blue uniforms and get them out of the way to finish the task they were assigned to do. The police were in the way for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, this girl was absolutely beautiful. This is sad. You see, I could tell she was out and about in the community. She met Dapper Dan. It's just, the whole thing is just very, very sad. Thank you, E. Julius, did you want to add to the conversation?
Even though I may have already spoken before, hold on. I just wanted to say that what we've seen the community do, that needs to happen everywhere. The community needs to step up, and we need to redirect our own. We need to stop letting these people who run in the street handle the streets. Take back our community. It's possible. It's time we stop being divided and come together.
Appreciate you. Where am I? Savannah, you're up. And thank you for dropping down, Savannah. I appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am. I don't have much to add to the story. I appreciate the young man coming up and giving us some additional insight onto who this young lady was. I had picked up that there was some toxic relationships within the family dynamic. I still am confused as to her connection to this person. Besides the substance abuse, it just didn't seem, she just doesn't seem like the type of person that would associate with someone who had such a long rap sheet and who has been a menace to this community for quite some time. Not just him, but his brother as well. And I just wonder why the community didn't intervene when she was alive and see what, besides the substance abuse, but this young lady was going somewhere. She was trying to change her environment, and it's just so unfortunate how her life had to end. And but yeah, it's a sad story all the way around.
Look at her. She met Cardi B. This girl was, doing something, and they said one decision can change your whole life. And it seems like that, unfortunately, is what happened with Yazmeen. May she rest in peace. Let's hear her speak here. I can't hear anything. Yeah, that's her twin brother right there. She said womb mates, #twins. My condolences goes out to the family. Super sad. She does seem like very vibrant, like she was really living her best life. And now she's gone. Find your balance. I wasn't expecting that from that story, but we never know where these stories are going to take us. If you're in agreement, I'm not even going to do this Megan Good and Jonathan Majors because this was so heavy. I'm gonna revamp the title there and take it out.
Skip it, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna just skip it in light of this story here and her friend coming up. Oh gosh, it's extremely heart-wrenching because she had so much what it appears like going for her, and then then there was that. I will say this to everyone, if I can say something, I'll say this, that when people want to offer you stuff, be careful of the company you keep. Be careful when people want to pressure you. If you don't want to drink, if you don't want to smoke. just be careful. You know, when I in school, when I took I can't remember, I think it was a psychology class, they said, you know, 10 people go out drinking, one of them is going to become a drunk. You don't know if it's going to be you. You have to be careful. So you use that analogy with anything. 10 people smoking, one of them is going to become a chain smoker. Do you want it to be you? And so her own family admitted that she recently started smoking crack. And I will say this, you know, drugs are no good anyway, but now it seems like they're lacing everything with something else. So you think you're getting one particular narcotic, and because they want to make more money on the streets and they want you to get more addicted, they are putting other stuff in it to get you addicted. And 9 times out of 10, they're adding fentanyl to it. I don't know. It's just as heart-wrenching. It's heart-wrenching. One, that she died that way. And two, I think the worst part of it all is he was dragging her down the street like she was literally trash. Before I go into this feel-good story, and it's really short today. It's a real short, cute one. Anybody else want to say anything before I show the feel-good story? All right, I'm going to go ahead and show it. If I didn't click, okay, I have it. Hopefully it's still there. If not, we got to skip that too. I don't know where it's at. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Okay, it's still there.
I told you I'd get on a roll.
No way, you did it?
Yeah.
No way, let me see that.
Look at this.
He did it. He did it. Yazmeen, go grab whatever you want.
All right.
He's a really smart kid, and his actions is so innocent. He came and showed me his grades the first time, and then I'm like, you know what? Let me see if he's gonna keep going, and I would just want to encourage him.
I've been seeing a lot of kids get honor roll and stuff, and like I was like, I want to get honor roll, but then I get merit roll, and I'm like, I don't want merit roll, I want honor roll. So I kept trying, and then till the final 90 average, and I got honor roll. And I was so excited and happy. And I was like, all this hard work is paid off.
It's just that he pushed himself so much. He made it into the honorable. If you've seen the video, you know how he was happy. So he just kept working hard, and he deserves it.
You see that? He made it. He made it to the honorable.
I'm very proud of my son. Absolutely, 100%. This is the beginning. You can reach the top if you put his mind to it. Keep going harder. It's going to stop at that 7th grade, going to 8th. You got a whole 4 years of high school, 1 more year junior high school, college. He's going to be my doctor or my lawyer someday.
I started that with him, and then I started doing it with other kids too.
Passed all your classes?
Yeah.
Some kids have, bad grades. You just need to encourage them to do better so they don't give up. You give them hope. You give them, there is someone that really cares, and there is a prize after your hard work.
Grab whatever you want.
Never give up.
Mom, man. Give me 5. I want to give a big shout out to Wally, though. Wally's doing his thing for the kids in the community.
I never had people encourage me and tell me do this, like as a community. I love kids. I got 3 daughters and I love them to death. I wish other people can do, what I do for kids. Yeah, I just want them to keep going. If there is not someone in your household to encourage you, there is always somebody else outside. Always there is somebody else outside. Like, don't give up, keep going, and you will make it.
I thought that was a good feel-good story, and I thought the deli owner is just doing a real nice thing, because everybody needs somebody that cares for them. And as Yasmine's friend said, she had some dynamics in her family, and it's just sad. And sometimes we don't know where these dynamics are going to take you and how things are going to break you. I don't know. Listen, I don't even know what else to say, but listen, guys, stay safe. Love yourself, love your neighbors, love your family, love your friends. If you didn't hit the like button coming in, please hit the like button going out. I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you so much. Good night. Goodbye, everybody.